Welcome back, YouTube. Welcome to the latest edition of PER. This one won't be too long. It's going to cover two topics. One is the Orlando Repticon rehash. I did vend. I didn't actually have a table, but Morph Jungle, Justin with Morph Jungle, was nice enough to give me one of his tables. I only brought one display and Coco. We'll get to that in a second. And yeah, and my thoughts on the show. I did pick up two animals. That'll be the second part. We'll be showing that. Shout out to Jason Kittinger. Both come from Jason Kittinger. And shout out to Dale Richards of Constricted Reptiles. If you're not following Dale, or if you haven't checked out his Morph Market, he's got some crazy stuff. Kind of leading the way on the Kiki project. That's really, I think, what he's probably known for now. But yeah, follow Dale. But yeah, I'll show the animal second. This part I'll keep, relatively short, but did want to share my thoughts. Before I do that, for those of you who are new to the channel, thank you. Welcome. If you don't mind, please like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And for those of you returning, much appreciated. Trying something new with this video. I'm not normally outside, but I'm sitting on the back patio. Hopefully the air conditioner is not too loud. Struggling to keep the house cool. We're here in sunny Central Florida. I think it's 96 degrees outside, but it really is just beautiful. I live on the water, not like the ocean or anything like that, but have a little lake behind us. I love it. So thoughts on Orlando. How did I do in Orlando? Well, the best part about Orlando for me personally was I have partnered with Chris Davenport from D's Exotics. For those of you who watched the last video, you know that. And part of that is I've always used his Coco to go. I like the chunky Coco. I was using it even for my hatchlings. Never had any problems. Did switch to some of the smaller stuff. But I'm all about efficiencies, and I just didn't want to have to keep breaking apart bricks. And you have to get a container, and there's nothing wrong with bricks. Bricks are great. I'm complaining from a personal level. And the Coco to go was not a compressed Coco. It was a loose Coco. You literally can just open the bag, put your hand in it, and do it. And I'll do a video and give a full review on it. But I got a new product to me, the 13-pound bags of Coco to go, which is about the same size as the bricks, smaller, so kind of to compete with those people who are like me. Me being a new Coco to go distributor, I didn't know how I would do, so I only brought 10, but sold out. I sold all the Coco I brought, so that was an awesome thing. Got potential people who are going to be repeat customers. I do leave one bag open so people can see it. I have put it into most of my hatchling tubs so that when people ask me what I think about it, it's an honest opinion. I've never given advice on bricks before because I don't use bricks. So people are asking, oh, what's your favorite brick? I don't have a favorite brick because I was using the big 50 pounds of Coco to go. But they're all, at the end of the day, they're all usable. It is personal preference. So no matter which one I endorse or anyone else endorse, I wouldn't take that to the bank as meaning, oh my God, it's head over heels better than anything else. But for those of you who are in Central Florida, I will be bringing Coco to every show. If you're close to me and we can make it work, I'll meet you, deliver if you're close enough. But with prices the way they are, gas prices the way they are, and things like that, don't think I'm going to like West Palm to bring you 2 bricks. That's not going to happen. But yeah, for those of you local to Central Florida, the I-4 corridor, we can make it work. Bulk deals, I give discounts. So give me a shout out or, hit me up on Instagram. Probably the easiest way to get a hold of me if you have questions. Second thing, the show overall. Not name dropping or doing anything like that. So this isn't that kind of hot take. That's not really my forte. Questions like that, you can reach out to me personally and I can share experiences with you. But I try to only keep things factual. And even the truths that are just my truths, I try to back them up with some kind of data. So at least the perception of how I got to where I come from, where that thought process came from. Sorry, busy day last night. I'm actually pretty tired right now. But anyway, we move forward. It's a new market, for those of us like me who got into the breeding part of it as COVID. If you know me, I had reptiles way back in 2000. Got into the service, had to get out due to the events, that happened in the early 2000s. Couldn't really keep reptiles. And then really just life and everything, focusing on career, didn't get back into them until 2019. It was before COVID, and I went to a reptile show and was hooked. But I mean, I am, for all purposes of what I'm describing, a COVID breeder. And those times were good. People bought everything and anything. I was one of them. You know, my collection grew very quickly. Probably have 20% of that original, probably like out of the original 25 animals, I probably have maybe 5 or 6. And 2 of them are never going anywhere. They're kind of pets of mine at this point. But wasn't picky, and that helped, you know. And there were a lot of breeders who got lots of money and moved lots of inventory at a premium price just because we were just coming in and buying everything. You know, there was a video of a big time breeder who pointed out that even before COVID, they had many clutches, and things like single gene lessers and stuff were wholesale, even if it was just a lesser clown. And during COVID, he could sell it for its price. You know, now post COVID, post the free money, post higher inflations, you know, your dollar's not going as well as far, groceries are up, all the commodities are up, and you know, pay's not following, and the economy's somewhat stagnant, and you don't see that growth rate there. Ball pythons are just like fish or jewelry or lots of other things. They're luxury items. They're things you can spend your expendable cash. You know, even COVID broke that. There were people who were borrowing and renting, you know, taking out from their 401k. I thought all that was crazy then. I still think it's crazy now. I wouldn't have done that. That's just me personally, and I think the numbers clearly back me up. For every success story, oh, I know a guy who did it, I'll show you 200 that didn't. And by no measure of success is 1 out of 200 good. So that was crazy. You know, luckily I've never done that. I've never borrowed or taken away from my retirement, or, you know, asked an aunt or anything like that. I did within my means and afford it. Now, did it slow me down? Yes. But for the Orlando Repticon, those days are gone right now. And I'm not saying they're never going to return. Time will tell. But in the now, people are picky. If they're even buying an animal, they're not all just window shoppers. They're looking for a deal because there are people out there making them. And my experience and what I'm seeing at the Repticon, and looking even at what other people are buying and kind of talking to some of the other breeders, you know, we're in that pet show. The race to be a breeder, the race to get those investment animals. I'll say this, and I'll say it pretty confidently. I'm not sure hets have ever mattered less. You know, if you've got whatever, a Mojave het clown, for purposes of putting an animal on the table, you have a Mojave. Nobody's paying for the het clown, especially if it's a male. If it's a male, forget about it, because the price of a lot of those visuals have come down significantly. And if somebody's looking for a pet, they don't care about a het clown. They just care about the codom that they're they want the banana, they want the, and if it is, you know, if it's a pied, then they just want a pied. Sure, an ODYB pied is much more pretty than a pied. And we know that they age better, but the average person coming to a new reptile show is flabbergasted by a pied. And though they agree with you that the ODYB is prettier, then might not always be willing to pay more. And I think that's the market we're in. They're looking for one pet. You got a lot of people, they're not coming in buying 2, 3, 4, 5 snakes. They're not coming in, you know, even I'm sure Cresties are having the same problem. Looking at some of the other people, and I know I heard some grumbles at the show. People are diversifying. You know, the one thing that the free market economies do is they allow for self-fixing, and that's, I think, the best part. When you don't regulate, the market adjusts to what people are going to do. And so you have people out there who are doing, you know, the 3D prints, the plants, the, you know, lizard carrying cases, you know, decorative things that aren't just animals. And I know some people are complaining because they see that overall a reptile show isn't making the money that it once was. And they feel like they don't want to compete. I don't want to compete with a 3D print guy to move my snakes at a reptile show. It's a reptile show. People should be buying reptiles. My personal opinion is that's just a failure on you. That's a failure on market insight. That's you not being aware. There's no guarantee that the person who bought $20, $25 3D print, a $40 plant, you know, decorative things for their water bowls, or for their decorative water bowls, things like that, for their existing terrariums. Well, that just means they weren't going to buy a snake. That's a leap. There's no guarantee that they came there to buy another snake or another lizard or another reptile. They could have been there for that, and people see that. I'm not going to hop in that. Cocoa and animals, I think, is my niche. I have ideas for things that I want. I don't know if I have the capacity to introduce market forces. We'll see in the future, maybe. I'll bring some of those ideas and see what responses I get from the market. But at the moment, I think we all have to adjust. I mean, if you breed 100 clutches, they better be meaningful, because if you're not one of the biggest breeders around yourself and you don't have an active wholesaler, it's going to be hard to move those. The days of just making super fires or ivories, that doesn't always justify it. Because for those of you going to the shows, you'll see there are people who probably won't be in the hobby much longer, as breeders at least, who made all these animals and are having a hard time moving it, and then you go to Repticons and they're almost giving them away. The sale signs are crazy. And I'm fortunate that I'm not in that position. I don't rely on these financially. I rely on them to push me forward financially. I'm at the point now where I'm not really investing a ton of money into it. I've got a good infrastructure and I'm ready to grow on that. But there are some people where, just clearly looking at their signage on their tables, this is not the case. And I feel bad for them. I really do. At the moment I'm angry because I don't want to rush to the bottom. I don't want to watch, I remember joking, but I'm watching non-normals go for $20, $25. The market drives it, and so as long as they're available and people want to do it, then that's the race to the bottom. But it shows how you set your business up. It shows, and I think the longer we're in this, the longer we sustain, or the longer we are in a market where people have to make this money back, they need to breed, we're making all these clutches, and the inflation rates are where they are, and the dollar is not rebounding, and the economy is not coming back, overall prices are going to keep coming down. People are going to make less and less. But the one positive about this, guys, is if you are a breeder and you made some financially sound decisions and you didn't put yourself in hardships and it was low risk for you, sure, you might get made fun of, you're slow, you're far behind, but you can stay in it forever. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I'd have to lose my job, and my life would have to be in shambles, where at the point of which I can no longer breed, that was the least of my problems. But I don't owe anybody money for this. I'm doing just fine. And I think I'll be able to hold out. And when the market rebounds, I'll be in a really strong spot. I don't think the big guys are going anywhere. As far as I can tell, if you're a top 1%er in this hobby, you know who they are. I don't have to name drop them. They can sustain this. Even if they have to drop, they might have to shrink. They may have to lay off some things may happen, but they're not getting out. It's really that second, third tier guys, those guys who might have been right on the cusp right before the COVID bubble popped, who were there, I just need a little bit of investment. And I'm not even blaming them. I'm sure in the moment in time, that was probably the right decision for them. And now they have to live with those consequences, and I'm sure the struggle's there, and I feel bad. I feel awful. I really do. It sucks. Those third tier guys who were putting, those are the people who, look, they're not close to retirement. They're not close to this being their full job, and my snakes are making me 6 figures, but they had the time, money, by any means necessary, I don't know, to put 10 grand down on snakes, $15,000-$20,000, brought the infrastructure, built the buildings, and thought in 2 or 3 years this is going to be great. And here we are 2 or 3 years later, and strangers are $300, and clown pieds are under $1,000, and they're going, what the hell, and they're wondering, how long is it going to take for me to see my money back? Yeah, the answer is a long time, and they're aware of that. But if you structured yourself right, and if you're going to do reptile shows like I plan on doing, not that I'm going to focus, I'm still going to focus on my byproduct, but I'm lucky enough that my genes aren't so strong, my collection's not so strong, that my byproduct is still going to be things that people want. I'm still going to have, pieds, clowns, axanthics. Everybody knows I love axanthics. DGs, and I'll have hets. I'll be honest, there's no chance I'm ever selling a normal male. If you buy a normal male from me, know that it's probably at least a double head for something. It's just the reality of it. But that mark, especially with shed testing, that market's kind of gone. You know, you don't need to do that, and you don't have to spend a lot of money to get some of these visuals unless you're into the latest, you know, trend. And so the show was rough. I know one person who did good, and most other people just didn't actually do their average or below average. Foot traffic was great. A lot of people came to Repticon. I got a lot of kids and parents wanting to hold snakes, but making it very clear with no intention to buy. Wanting to treat it more like a petting zoo than than kind of a reptile expo. And that's probably going to be the new norm for a while. I don't have any reason to get mad. Do I love it? No, of course I would have loved rather it be 2022 and people spending $150 on my lesser head clowns. But that's not the world we're going to be in for, if ever, quite some times, you know? But if you're in it, hunker down, breed for passion, pick your project smartly. If you don't care there's a market, then go for it. But if you have to move snakes and the goal is to grow a business and sell and progress, well, you've got to be much more tactful, much more into the market, your local market, the morph market, and know that you can move your animals, sell your inventory, have rats on hand, have all that. It's just this new world we live in. Now, instead of it being all doom and gloom, and I know this video is going long, I didn't think I'd rant this long, and hopefully you're still here. I'm going to end the video and give a quick shout out for the 2 snakes I got, thanks to Kittinger, Jason Kittinger from Kittinger Reptiles, making crazy stuff. Let's go look at those 2 snakes, guys. So as promised, the 2 males from Jason. This is a breeder, proven breeder, DG Pied. Excited, you know I love Desert Ghost. Pied's not my favorite, but the truth is it does have cool patterns and makes beautiful animals. He looks a little antsy right now. But yep, DG Pied, proven breeder male. And on the other side, about the same size, we have a Xanthic Clown Leopard. Look at that guy. Isn't he beautiful? He's hiding his head. Not as ambitious as the Desert Ghost Pied, but hopefully his colors are coming across. Just beautiful. So shout out to Jason again for these 2 males. And we're going to have a stellar 2025 season. Keep watching our videos. I'll definitely be posting, there's his head. I'll definitely be posting babies and clutches. No egg cuttings, not my style, but I will post post-shed babies. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll talk to you later.